All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to tackle a challenge that a lot of us face, using English at work. Whether you're on a noisy construction site or in a quiet project meeting, we're going to give you the phrases you need to communicate with confidence. So, let's get started.
First things first, if you've ever felt that little knot of nervousness when you have to speak English at work, trust me, you are not alone. It can be really stressful, especially when it's loud or everything's moving super fast. But the good news is, confidence, well, it's a skill, and we're here to help you build it.
In this explainer, we're going to give you some really simple but powerful phrases you can start using right away. Think of them as the first tools you're putting into your communication toolkit.
Okay, let's start out in a really hands-on place, the construction site. With all the machines, all the noise, all the activity, knowing the right words isn't just helpful, it's absolutely critical. And that's exactly why we're starting with the language of safety.
This right here, this is the golden rule on any site. Everything else comes second. So it just makes sense that the very first English words you get comfortable with for this job should all be about keeping everyone safe.
You're going to hear this acronym a lot, PPE. It sounds pretty official, right? But all it really means is the special clothes and equipment designed to protect you from any dangers on the job. So that PPE breaks down into some absolute must-haves. You've got the hard hat to protect your head, of course. You've got safety boots for your feet. And that bright safety vest, that's to make sure everybody can see you. These three things are totally non-negotiable. So while the professional official term is PPE, you can just say safety gear. Honestly, it's what you'll probably hear in everyday conversations anyway. It's way easier to remember, and everyone will know exactly what you're talking about.
Now let's talk about the place itself, the site. That's just another word for your workplace. And you can use it in some really simple but important questions, like, how is the site today? Or, bringing it right back to our main point, is the site safe?
As a project moves along, you're going to hear people talk about the main parts of the building. It all starts with the foundation, the base. Then come the walls, and finally, the roof goes on top. Just knowing these three words will help you follow along with how the project is going.
Here is a perfect example of how a simple, four-word question can be a massive safety check. Before you even think about using a tool like a ladder, just ask, is the ladder stable? It's so simple, and it could prevent a really serious accident.
All right, let's switch gears. We're going to trade our hard hats for headsets and move from the construction site into the project meeting. The environment is totally different, but the need for clear communication, just as important.
At the beginning of pretty much any meeting, you'll see an agenda. Just think of it like the meeting's roadmap. It's the list of topics we're going to talk about, and it's what keeps everybody on the same page.
So what happens if you want to say something, but you don't want to be rude and just cut someone off? It's a really common worry, but the trick is this super simple three-step process. Just wait for a little break in the talking, start with a polite phrase, and then say what you need to say. And this is that polite phrase. This is your key. Excuse me, may I say something? It's respectful, it's super clear, and it tells everyone, hey, I have something valuable to add here.
Okay, this might just be the most powerful phrase in this entire explainer. Seriously, if people are talking too fast, do not be afraid to ask them to slow down. It is always, always better to ask for clarity than to just guess and misunderstand something important.
In any project meeting, you're going to hear the word deadline a lot. This is that super important date, the moment in time when a task or the whole project has to be finished. It's the finish line that keeps the whole team moving forward. So how are things going with that deadline? You'll usually hear these two key phrases. On schedule, that's the good one. It means everything's on time. Behind schedule means things are running late, and it's basically a flag that the team needs to figure out what's going on. Hey, if you are behind schedule, this is such a useful and honest thing to say. I think we need more time. See? You don't need fancy, complex sentences. Simple, direct opinions are usually the most effective and the most respected. So we've been on the construction site, we've been in the meeting room. Let's finish up with two key tools for confidence that, really, you can use in any work situation at all. Your number one best tool might just be a simple notebook. I'm serious. Writing down instructions helps you remember them, sure, but it also shows your boss you're really paying attention. Plus, you can jot down any new words you hear to look up later. It's a fantastic habit to get into. And this really brings us to the most important takeaway of all. Please, remember this. Your goal is not perfect grammar. It's not having a huge vocabulary. It's about being understood. At the end of the day, clear communication is what really truly matters at work. So I'll leave you with this final thought, this challenge. Building confidence happens one small step at a time. Think about the phrases we covered today. Which single one will you try to use this week? Just start small, be consistent, and you are going to see a huge difference. Thanks for joining us.